Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Dolphins Dive Bar, another victorious edition of the Dolphins Dive Bar. The Week 11 win for our Miami Dolphins. The Vegas Raiders came to town. They came to pillage and plunder Miami, but we raided their ships and we burnt the boats and we sent them packing with a loss because the Dolphins pick up a crucial win, keeping us alive for whatever the season holds. But we beat the Vegas Raiders today by a final score of 34-19. Miami goes to 4-6 on the season. Vegas drops to 2-8. So let's have our drink and let's talk about this game, right? So when we got on that ship that they had, that pillage and plundering ship, we we took their best bottle of rum that they had. So today we're gonna rock the Barcelo Imperial, and let's pour a couple fingers of that. Smells good. So let's talk about this game, right? I mean, almost a perfect game plan. Pretty much a perfect game plan by Mike McDaniel and company. And near flawless execution. I mean, the whole name of the game today was just freaking long sustained drives. Just chew up as much clock as you can and score on like every drive that you can score on. In the first half, they had three drives, okay? Two of them, one went for 8 minutes and like 13 seconds. The other drive went for like 8 minutes and 22 seconds, 23 seconds. Their only non-long drive was like when they got the ball back with like a minute and change left and like at the end of the half. I mean, they had the ball for like over a quarter in two drives, you know? And they nickel and dimed it. They played the small ball game, right? They freaking took everything that the defense was giving them, everything underneath, everything, the defense kept everything in front of them. So Miami just took the soft spots and they took the run lanes and they just snatched up the yards like fucking tortoise and hairstyle, slow and steady. So like it starts off, that first half starts off, Devon A. Chan running. He's in a regular helmet now, so he can fit through the holes. He can fit through the holes a little easier, and you got Tyreek Hill doing in breaking routes and Tua finding them, and of course Tua gets his complimentary fumble because he can't go a game without a fumble. But they drive the ball down there. Jonnu Smith probably should have had a catch. I think it was on third down. Malik Washington was wide open. But they made up for it on fourth down. They find Jonnu open for a touchdown. They're up 7-0. And then, the other team gets the ball. Now, it sucked when the Raiders got the ball because Miami's first defensive drive. I mean, should have been a 3-and-out. It was basically a 3-and-out, but then Calais Campbell gets called for like the most ticky-tacky BS penalty of all time of unsportsmanlike, like not even running into the kicker. They think they called him for like unsportsmanlike, like roughing the kicker. And it's like, dude, how do you avoid that? The freaking guy kicks Calais in the head. How does he avoid that? He's trying to block a punt. The damn guy, like Karate Kid 3 or Karate Kid 4, the one with the chick, freaking just puts the leg up and just chops it down like right on my man's face, right on his helmet, and he gets called for that. Like, I don't get it. That's such a ticky-tacky rule. But anyway, instead of getting a 3-and-out, that keeps the drive going. They're able to keep it for like 4, 5, 6 minutes, whatever. And they don't get a touchdown. They do get a field goal, so Miami does hold up at the end. But I just felt that like those 3 points should have been no points on that freaking drive because they never should have called CC Calais Campbell for that roughing penalty. But next Dolphin drive, another long sustained drive. They were going in, they were going out. Waddle drops a pass. Although I guess technically it'll count as a Waddle drop, but it was a bad throw. So I don't even blame him for that drop. It's not like it was right in his chest and, he's too busy looking downfield to get ready to run it. Tua had really good ball, like he had really good footwork, movement on that drive. He would step up in the pocket, he'd move around in the pocket, he would, come down, get near the line of scrimmage, and just, throw the ball, find guys that were open, which that was really cool. I think that the game is starting to slow down for him even more so. So I think that he's starting to really see things out there, and he knows he can use his feet now. Like, not necessarily to take off, not like freaking the way Josh Allen did at the end of that Chiefs game, Bills and Chiefs game, where he's going to take off and get like a 30-yard touchdown. Not that kind of footwork, but enough time to buy himself time in the pocket, buy himself his receivers getting open, because Dolphins receivers did a good job of that today, of just finding open space, right? And Tyreek Hill did it like down the sideline, got like a ton of yards doing it. Obviously, the Jonnu play happened. We'll talk about that in a couple drives. But Tua was able to move around the pocket, and he extended plays. He kept drives alive. But later in that drive, he does get sacked on third down, and they kick a field goal, and so Miami's up like 10-3. Fucking A, fly. Get the fuck out of here. Vegas's last drive on offense, like that drive killed me for the defense for Miami, because it was like, in the first half, the who was it? The Raiders go 4 for 7 on third down, right? Third down conversions, and they were like getting long third downs. So it'd be like 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, 3rd and Vafangul. They would always find a way, and like, I don't know what the hell their problem was in the first half and throughout the entire game. It was like, sure, you only gave them 19 points, but it was like, damn, dude, they had one player on offense that was doing anything. Like, the only one player was hurting you on their offense, and it was that freaking Brock Bowers guy, and he was just never covered. The guy's just always wide open. They'd play zone like on him. They wouldn't bracket him at the line. They wouldn't put any chip on him. They just let him go up there and find a soft spot, and even if it's man, they just not covering him close enough. On top of giving up long third downs, they allow Vegas to go down the field, but Miami holds them to a field goal again. So Miami goes into the half leading 10-6. At that point, feeling good about the game, because even though the Dolphins don't make like the best second half adjustments, the talent level was just, I think it was such, there was so much discrepancy there, or disparity, whatever the frick the word is. Like, Miami just had a dearth of talent compared to Antonio Pierce's squad. I mean, Gardner Minshew, he was using the feet a little bit, and he was able to run a couple plays. But, like, other than that, I mean, he was missing easy throws. He was missing guys that were open. He threw the interception in the second half to Jalen Ramsey. I mean, like, Ramsey, the guy, I guess he was expecting to come in. The guy goes out, and the ball's, like, right in Ramsey's chest. He's, like, almost surprised that it was such an easy thing. But first half leading 10-6, I really didn't feel that Miami was in trouble at all during that game. I thought that they could easily handle Vegas. It's a freaking fly. I hate flies. Second half starts. Vegas has the ball. Calais Campbell comes out there, gets a huge sack. And then they almost get an interception on a third down. I mean, it was a quick opening drive for Vegas. They couldn't do nothing. Miami, send in 4, and when they did send, pressures, they'd send Ramsey, or they would send Kohu. Just trying to get to Minshew, make him have to get rid of the ball quicker, because if he has to, he makes mistakes, right? You didn't see a lot today from Chop. He was trying to get in there. Last week was kind of his coming out, but he really didn't get, he really wasn't disruptive today. I think the biggest guy that was the most disruptive was Calais Campbell on that D-line. The linebackers that were trying to, were holding up well. They cut the one dude. Who did they cut? Like Bobby Long or something? And now, they got a new guys in there. So It's molding together. They're trying to make it gel. Dolphins like first drive of the second half. Julian Hill gets beat on a block. Of course, Achan gets hit in the backfield. That happens a lot, right? But Tyreek Hill, huge catch on third down. He had like two or three just huge catches on third down today. When I say huge, because it gets you the first down, because like I said, they didn't punt today. The only Tua said that they were getting free money. The punter got free money. Like the only job he had to do today was like hold the snaps or the field goals and the extra points, right? John who's getting catches. Julian Hill himself gets a catch. Devon Achane on that drive busts out for a nice 30-yard run. And then I love the one play where like they catch Miami with the hold, but they don't catch the face mask. And then like the referees are huddled together and they wind up throwing another flag like 30 seconds later saying that there was a face mask, so the penalty's offset, which was funny to me. It seemed like their red zone scoring, like once Miami got in the red zone, some of that play calling was like just suspect. Freaking obviously they're always trying to throw the fade. Actually, they didn't try to throw the fade to Tyreek today. They did try to throw it to Jonnu, but Hill on the third and goal, I mean, he's able to get himself, like he ran himself open. I mean, he starts on the right side of the field, basically does like a dig or whatever, and just runs all the way across the field. And Tua finds him on the left side in the end zone corner. Nice touchdown. Miami goes up, what is that, like 17-6 at that point? Dolphins on defense. Ramsey gets a nice pass deflection on the next drive. You think it was going to be pretty quick, but then they get a huge screen pass, and then on they get a lot of yards on it. But then on 3rd and 9, of course, find Bowers. Guy's always getting open. 23-yard touchdown. Miami's next drive. Tua finds Tyreek Hill on a 3rd and 8. Like I said, like 2 or 3 of those clutch third down catches for Tyreek today. Get him on the 3rd and 8. Jonnu gets one on third down. I mean, it's another one of those long drives, and it ends up with with Achan getting a 3-yard run to the outside. Easy touchdown. Fins are up 24-12 at that point. And it's like the Raiders are running out of opportunities. You got to find a way to stop them because every drive, the Fins were just methodical. Take what you give them, run the ball down your throat, inside, outside. The run game, in those inside lanes were a little tougher to come by today. The running game did okay, but I mean, there really wasn't a lot of room, right? Because it was like some of those guys, Devon Achane, he had what do you say? He had 17 carries for 73 yards with the touchdown with the long of 30, but Raheem Mostert had 3 carries for -2 yards. Like, he couldn't get nothing going. Jalen Wright, the rookie, he had 5 carries for 4 yards. So the rushing yards were pretty hard to come by. Achan had to find like little grooves or like pop outside a lot. Today was like old school in the sense that they really had to rely more on that outside run game because getting up the middle it was just a lot harder than it's been for them the last 3-4 weeks. Vegas is like second to last, like big long drive. I mean, they got to score, but they took a lot of time off the clock. It was a long drive. They went down the field. I mean, they were hitting third down conversion after third down conversion. Bowers was always open. Like I said before, they were not bracketing them. The guys always open, never chipping them at the line. They get a touchdown pass to the dude. Might have been like a screen. Kader Kohu comes down. It's on third down. Kader Kohu comes down, misses the tackle in the backfield. Dude turns upfield, and then like Javon Holland going to hit him at like the 3, but nah, he just barrels into the end zone. Long touchdown. It's 24-19. It's getting closer. There's like 4 minutes or something left in the game. You're wondering, like, oh man, that was like the only time where that sinking feeling made it come in. Where it was like, crap, like they make a stop because they haven't been able to stop us all day. And it's always at the end of the game when Miami needs to really ice it. They always just like can't, right? They just go like 3 and out, or maybe they'll get a quick first down and then they'll go 3 and out. But they always have to punt, right? But not this time. I mean, that drive, it gets saved on a pass interference on third down on a throw to Waddle. The dude was just freaking holding Waddle. Like he could barely even turn his body, try to get his head up and to see where the ball is and make the catch, right? So the drives kept alive because of that. And then they go, and maybe a cover zero, Vegas does, and Jonnu Smith somehow gets wide open for a 57-yard touchdown pass. I mean, wide open. Nobody's covering him. Everybody on that route like went up 3 to 5 yards, and then everybody cut out, towards the sideline. And Jonnu was just raising his hand and just sitting like 15 yards or so down the field, just like, hey, throw me the ball. Tua hits him, and it's a sprint to the end zone, 57 yards. In the post game, I heard Tua say that like Jonnu improvised that route because he was supposed to do a cutout into the outside as well, but he ran. He's like, there's nobody on me. And he ran up, waving his hand, finds the soft spot in the zone, the whole field was the empty spot of the field. Finds him and gets that pass. So it's like Jonnu to improvise that, to see that. I mean, that is friggin' awesome. This dude can be really good now that they're figuring out how to use him, and he's smart. I mean, you're improvising like that already? Though, let's go. So, yeah, Miami gets that touchdown. They go up 31-19, and it's like, okay, like, all right, he didn't kill the whole 4 minutes off the clock, but you score the touchdown to put yourself up by over 2 scores again. Let's go, right? And it was so funny when Jonnu made that catch, right, and he's running to the field. You see Tyreek Hill on the other side of the field. He's on the side where the Raiders guys are, and he's standing right by the coach, Antonio Pierce. And Tyreek's just standing there, and he's just like pointing. He's just pointing at Jonnu running. He's like, oh, there's your boy. Look at your boy. Like, you're not going to cover him? That was funny. Like, even Pierce was like, man, like, get out of my face with that shit. Like, that was great. That was funny. That was funny. And then the next defensive drive for Miami, Jalen Ramsey gets that interception. Like I said with Minshew, I mean, the guy breaks out. Maybe he thought he was going in, and he just put it right in Ramsey's chest, So it's good to see Ramsey get that. And then Miami just, run the ball, run the clock down, just go down there, and they kick an easy field goal. They get they go up 34-19, and that was it for the scoring of the game. Tua finishes the game. He goes actually like 28 for 36. I didn't realize he threw that much, but 28 for 36 for 288, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. But he did get sacked twice, and he did have the 1 fumble that Miami was able to recover, thankfully. Jonnu Smith led the receiving today with 6 catches for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns to include that 57-yarder. I mean, the boy's getting open. The dude is getting open. He's getting catches. He's making plays. Tyreek Hill had 7 catches for 61 and a touchdown. And Waddle only went 2 for 37 today, but his long was of 24. And he did have a nice one, like, I think up on the sideline. He got pretty open and was able to, I think it was like another one of those comebackers. It was like, find a little space. My quarterback's starting to move a little bit and starting to scramble out, find a little space, let me get open. He gets open, gets the catch. Too easy, right? The overall takeaway of the game is, by hook or by crook, just get it done. Just play classic football and play OG football of like, take what the defense is giving you, run, throw underneath, find a way to get your guys in space, and if it ever comes up during the game, take your big shot, There's a blown coverage, or you can just beat the guy if he's not playing deep enough, and you can just beat him, get out there. But defense, not even like a bend but don't break, a little bit of a don't break mentality because they were giving up a lot of third down conversions today. But a lot of those drives are just so long and so sustained for both teams. I mean, Miami was just like, they had like 3 or 4, like 4 drives that were like pretty much all their drives until like near the end of the game. And then the one at the second half was like at least 6 minutes. So, like, keep doing that. And just keep winning. I don't care how you do it. Like, I mean, McDaniels, everything's on the job for him, right? And he's learning everything on the job. So just keep learning, dude, and keep putting together game plans that are gonna work and that are working. Um, yeah, I dig it, right? So what's next for Miami? New England. Closing out the season series versus the Patriots. It'll be at the Rock next Sunday, 1 p.m. kickoff for you, 8 a.m. kickoff for me, and it's a very it should be a winnable game for Miami. I mean, they should have a good chance to win that game. This is not the kind of team that can overlook anyone, right? So they're gonna have to play hard. I know that they'll play hard. And hopefully you get that dub before you have to turn around and hit that short week for the Thanksgiving game against Green Bay. So, hey, so we can finish this video and then we can get back on that Vegas pirate ship and see what other loot and booty that they have. So, hey, thanks for hanging out at the Dolphins Dive Bar. I am Tony 2 Times, a.k.a. Chicky, and I bid you adieu.